afternoon, it's 5:30. We'll have the public forum of the Cowra Shire Council on Monday the 23rd of February. In accordance with the Local Government Act of 1993, Cowra Council is recording this public forum and will upload the recording to Council's website. By speaking at this forum, you agree to being recorded and having that recording published in the public domain. Please ensure that when you speak at public forums, you are respectful to others and use appropriate language at all times. Cowra Council accepts no liability for any defamatory or offensive remarks or gestures made during the course of this meeting. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather, the Wiradjuri people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. I have apologies from Councillor Cave, she is unwell, and Councillor Watt. Councillors and staff, please indicate in relation to any interest you need to declare in matter 6.2 and whether the interest is pecuniary or non-pecuniary and what is the nature of the interest.
Not sure why you default looking at me there, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I'll declare pecuniary and non-pecuniary and parental and every other type of interest, I guess, in that one. Thank you.
Sure. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, again on 6.2, simply because it's a non-pecuniary interest, it's minor, but being that Councillor Horton is my co-councillor and Lane's mum is an employee of SYNC where I'm the chair. So as a double conflict, I will leave the room.
You leave the room, okay. Okay, nobody else, I take it? Okay. There is one member of the public who has registered with the General Manager's office to speak. However, as Chair, I will allow them to speak on an item in the agenda. Helen Horton, who will speak to item 6.2, donation request, Master Lane Horton, participation with Team Oz Basketball Tour of USA. I will call the speaker by name and ask that you introduce yourself and allow time for any councillor or member of staff, if they have declared an interest in the item, to manage that conflict, which may include them leaving the room for your presentation. Each speaker will have a maximum of 5 minutes. So I'd call on Helen Horton, please.
Usually you would know me as Hel from the Neighbourhood Centre, but right now I'm singularly the most immensely proud mother of Lane Horton. My son is dedicated, determined and hungry for basketball, and thankfully coupled with that, he's actually also gifted. Lane started basketball here in Cowra, playing in Team SYNC in the adult comp, but he soon needed to be challenged in a pathway to succeed, and that was joining Young Basketball, as their club is part of an association. Lane's first tryout in Young, he was chosen for Division 1 basketball. Lane travels to Young twice a week with a mix of their Uber driver parents, that is me, Tony, Brooke and Adelie. But we have 3 young men who we take on a trip twice a week for the love of basketball, and we share the travel between all 4 of us because we are willing to make them succeed. When Lane is working of an evening at KFC, his alarm goes off at 6 a.m. before school so he can train so that he does not miss one day. Lane trialled for Team Oz less than 24 hours after returning from the school Japan tour, and he was put on the standby list. Lane trialled at a state level at Albury, and he was selected to attend the Glen Saville Challenge. This event is by invite only and only offered to people under 17 who have seen to have talent. With his coach's review from the Glen Saville Challenge, Lane was selected as a qualifying member of Team Oz, due to the individual achievements since his tryout. Lane deserves Team Oz because he qualified, he works hard, and his focus is basketball is unwavering. Lane gets embarrassed of our pride of him. His ability is not led by arrogance, it was dominated by determination. Lane is a humble, hard-working Horton. And I very much appreciate you considering Lane for the sponsorship opportunity for this trip. He's a 15-year-old heading to America, representing Cowra and the Central West, showing other young people that dedication pays off. Thank you.
Thank you, Hel. Before you go, any questions Yes, councillor Wright. Can you hit your microphone, please, mate?
Sorry, yeah, Peter Wright. Is he going as part of a team?
So he has been selected as an individual from our area, but he'll be put into a team in June before they fly out in July.
So it'd be a team of Australians going over.
There's 4 levels. He will be on the entry level, obviously, because he's 15, but there's 4 level teams that are going to America on the 1st of July.
Thank you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Hel, can I have clarification? There's actually 4 teams going?
Yes, so
Righto.
it's
Yep.
from 15 to 21. So there's obviously a group of big dudes and
Yep.
there's a group of little dudes and there's 2 groups of dudes in between.
Thank you.
All good?
Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
That concludes this. Councillor Fagan has just entered. Before I conclude, you've probably read that we had a public forum tonight. Hel Horton has addressed us. Do you have any questions of Hel?
It's fine.
Righto, thank you. Okay, I'll declare this public forum closed at 5:36. Thank you. It is now 5:45. We'll start the ordinary council meeting of Monday, the 23rd of March 2026. In accordance with the Local Government Act of 1993, Cowra Council is live streaming and recording this meeting and will upload the recording to Council's website. By speaking at this meeting, you agree to being live streamed and recorded, and having that recording published in the public domain. Please ensure that when you speak at council meetings, you are respectful to others and use appropriate language at all times. Cowra Council accepts no liability for any defamatory or offensive remarks or gestures made during the course of this meeting. We acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which we gather, the Wiradjuri people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. I have apologies from Councillor Cave, who is unwell, and Councillor Watt. Can I have someone move that we accept those? Councillor Kiss, thank you. Councillor Horton. Councillor Kiss.
Not needed, thank you.
Councillor Horton.
Not required.
Anyone else wish to comment? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 1.4, disclosures of interest. Councillors and staff, please indicate in relation to any interest you need to declare. A, what report or item you are declaring an interest in. B, whether the interest is pecuniary or non-pecuniary. And C, what is the nature of that interest? Councillor Horton.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. I'll declare a pecuniary interest in item number 6.2 relating to my son Lane Horton, and the item immediately following that, item number 7.1. My wife works at Sync, so I'll leave the room for both of those items. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, once again, 6.2. The donation recommended to Master Horton. I have a minor non-pecuniary interest because I'm a co-councillor with Councillor Horton, but in addition, I'm also the chair of the neighbourhood centre, and his mum Helen is an employee of Sync, so I will leave the chamber for that one. Item 7.1, the DA for Sync, once again, minor non-pecuniary as I'm conflict because I'm chair of Sync, and I will leave the chamber for that. And I will also just note item 7.2, a portion of it, the Access Committee draft minutes, specifically item 3.2, which involves the Access Incentive Screen Grant 411 Vaux Street, which is owned by Sync. However, it's minor non-pecuniary. During the discussions at the Access Committee, I did leave the room. However, I'll remain in the chamber for this item now. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else got a conflict? Okay. I don't need a motion for that, do I? No. We have no presentations. I'll now take a motion to confirm the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 23rd of February 2026. Speechless on the way. Now, do I have a mover of that? Thank you, Councillor Fagan. And Councillor Kiss, thank you. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Kiss. Anyone else wish to comment? Write a reply, Councillor Fagan. Put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. I've just got a message. Councillor Speech is on her way, so that's good. 3.1 is a mayoral minute of the Central New South Wales Joint Organisation Board meeting on the 26th of February 2026. I'll move that that be accepted.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councillor Fagan. That's all been presented, and I'll take questions once Councillor Fagan's spoken. So, Councillor Fagan.
Not necessary, really. We discussed this at the committee meeting, and it's something we should be doing. We are complaining. It's not us. It's actually the JO is expressing their concerns to the New South Wales Government about the local planning panels not having councillor representation, and then changes to the planning laws. So, yeah, it's quite a detailed policy, and I think we will just, I agree with it, and so I'll just pass it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Horton.
Just on page 24, probably just a question. I'm assuming this forms part of the correspondence and the questions that we're asking in relation to planning reforms. There's a paragraph there that says starts with controversially regional New South Wales is being redefined as a single interconnected region encompassing 84 local government areas. Like, that just seems, that sentence in itself is absurd from a planning perspective. So I'm assuming that's part of the feedback and part of the commentary that we're providing back? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The whole planning reform, to put it bluntly, there wasn't much in it for us. It'd also be taking it away, not putting it in. So, thank you. Anybody else got any questions, Councillor Downing?
I'd just like to say that I support this and the JO for going ahead and making making a case on our behalf. The legislation's already been passed by the New South Wales government, and we're actually in real time rolling this out, and councils have no clue how it's going to affect them and where it's going from here. So I think it's bad communication by the New South Wales government. I think all the points that are mentioned here are very valid, and I'm glad that we're supporting it.
Thank you. The only other thing, sorry, Councillor Wright, would you? No, I'll have a reply, so.
Right, thank you. Yeah, no, I support the JO's action in trying to get some common sense brought into this planning proposal. If they keep doing this, they're going to lose. It'll end up, the local government will be just a place for people to go and meet. Meetings wise, it's part of our structure to encourage the planning in our own area and to have some control over it. And if they're going to bring people in and want to take it over, it's just taken away what little power we have, because we have to operate under state government regulations anyway. But we're the ones that know the best things about what should be done, what should be built, or how things should be subdivided or something in our own area. And I think this could lead to more corruption within the planning system, because they could have less people, the developers could have less people to change their minds than what they have now. And the joint organisation is supposed to keep their local government members stronger, and if we see this whittled down, we won't be. We will lose our strength. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to comment? Okay, I'll have a reply. I agree with everything you've said. It goes without saying. I don't know what the agenda is. I just thought there was one item of interest in that from that meeting is that our rate peg is 3.8% increase, which is the third highest in the JO. It's after Blaney, who had 4.7, and Wedden at 4.2, then Cowra came in next. So there's a lot of people didn't get as good an increase as we did. So that's just a point of interest. So I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. We'll now move on to the General Committee recommendations from Monday the 9th of March. 4.1 is the mayoral minute. On the local government correspondence from the JO. I'll move that. Councillor Kiss, thank you. This was just exactly that. It was our reply to the suggestion that JOs be opened up one to other people, whether we go back to Centrox, the whole thing. We have the luxury of having a very well operated JO. Financially, we're very well pressed with that. We do very well out of the dollar we spend there. I think comes back more on some years than others, but generally between 7 and 9%, or not percent, 9 times what we put in, we get back out. So it's a very cohesive JO. It works very well, and one of the things that the Office of Local Government has asked for is expressions of interest if people want to join other JOs. Well, I can see people wanting to come into ours rather than us wanting to go in else. So we've written to them and said we're very happy with what we've got. We'd like it to stay the same. And the only one thing we would like to see is the ARIC being abolished. The Centroc don't need one, and that'd be a win for us if we didn't have to do that. But I don't hold my breath for that. So, Councillor Kiss.
Just to copy what you've said, Mr. Mayor, I totally agree with everything you're saying. We're doing a good thing. Ours is successful. if others aren't, instead of looking to change what we're doing, look at us and we'll create the book for you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? I don't need a writer. Councillor Wright.
Thank you. I don't support the JO structure being changed. It was built to operate within a region, and the comments been that this the JO we're in is operating, and if they extend the region, they're just diluting the input from the people that are already in it, and we have enough trouble at the moment with the bigger towns or cities dragging away opportunities from other local councils, and I think that we just operate with what we got and try and build strength across the whole region rather than having a bigger region that we're trying to build all together, and we keep it at that. Just had an interesting comment the other day. They said doctors are the biggest problem with country towns, and I says, why is that? Well, they send everyone to the big town to get fit to see specialists, and when they go there they spend all their money. But that's not a JO problem. The JO problem is getting doctors to come into our towns and look after us, and hopefully build a specialist system where the specialists do travel to towns like Cowra and Wedden and Grenfell and so forth, Parkes and Forbes. And now that we've got the new hospital, that JO's got reason to strengthen our health reasons. Thank you.
Thank you. In my right of reply, I'll agree with what all the councillors have said. We have a very good JO. On Councillor Wright's comments there about doctors, we have 5 new doctors at the moment. Hopefully they're registrars, but hopefully we've got some hope of keeping them. And I note today the government announced that we've got 5 new paramedics in Cowra. I'm hoping that we're not losing any paramedics to get the 5 new ones, but all of that is a positive. And whether this is part of the new hospital being more attractive, more use, and I don't know, but let's just take the positives while they're there. Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 4.2, Council representation on the Country University Centre on the Cowra Regional Board.
Mr Mayor, may I just, I don't know if it's a point of order, is it possible at all, acknowledging now that Councillor Speechley has arrived, to ask whether she may have any conflicts of interest before we go ahead? If that's...
Thank you, Councillor Kiss. Councillor Speechley, when I asked for conflicts of interest, do you have any in tonight's?
I just have one, I think, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Item 7.1, the DA for 7 Vaux Lane. As I'm one of the board members of SYNC, I will leave the room.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Kiss. So we're up to 4.2, Council representation on Country University Centre, Cowra Regional Board. Over Councillor Kiss. Councillor Horton, thank you. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just briefly, we did speak at this general meeting, and I'd just like to thank Councillor Speechley for her time on a very worthwhile board, and wish Councillor Wright all the best, and I hope that he enjoys his time with the country universities. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Horton.
Not required, thank you.
Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Wright.
Yeah, thank you. I won't preempt it, but if you do support me, I thank you for that. If I can live up to half of what was stated in The Guardian last week, I think I'll probably do a pretty good job on the board.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 4.3, the Section 355 Committee Minutes, the Australian Chapter of the World Peace Bell Association. Councillor Downing. Councillor Kiss. Councillor Downing?
We discussed these quite at length in our committee meeting. There's minutes from the 14th of October and the 17th of February, which is covering an Indonesian delegation visit, our Youth Peace Forum, and then plans for this year's Youth Peace Forum. So I think that I've pretty much said it all last time. So thanks.
Not needed, thank you.
Anyone else wish to comment? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 4.4, the Working Party minutes, the Australia Day Working Party. Councillor Kiss. Councillor Horton. Councillor Kiss.
I think we almost might need a timer here, Mr Mayor, because I have a feeling Councillor Horton jumped in before me, but that's quite okay. Look, we did...
As I say to all councillors, I can only look one side at one side. It's on a, my head's on a swivel, but it takes a while.
That's quite okay. Look, we did discuss this much earlier. We found the Australia Day to be a fabulous event. We've got lots of things that went well, a few things that we'll hope to improve for next year, but yeah, we spoke to it before. Thank you.
Councillor Horton.
Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. There was some back and forth and discussion about budget costs that I think was resolved. Like all committees, particularly that are focused around events, it's a dynamic environment. You're constantly looking for different ways to do things, and each year there might be slight variations on what worked and what didn't, and there's a lot of moving parts. But I was very happy with the way we went this year, and looking forward to doing it all again next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Kiss, right a reply?
Not needed, thank you.
Put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 4.5, the draft minutes of the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee from the 19th of February 2026. Councillor Kiss. I'll second that. I was there. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I will reiterate, we had a presentation from our Central New South Wales Joint Organisation, Mr Weldon Lee, on cyber security. In general, most breaches occur because of the user actions. So doing all of those little training exercises that we have each month is so important, just so we can be trained to identify things and not accidentally click on the link. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kiss, and I'll reiterate Councillor Kiss's comments on that training. Scary as bits of it are, I think we need to know some of these things. It trains us to question a lot of the emails and things like that we get. So I agree with that. The ARIC new format, and it seems to me to be working quite well. So anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Kiss, right a reply?
Not needed, thank you.
Put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 4.6, a donation to the Woodstock Soldiers Memorial Hall. Councillor Downing and Councillor Horton, I think. Councillor Downing.
Yes, I moved this last meeting. The Woodstock Memorial Hall Committee has asked us for $1,500 to help with their budget for the small Festival of Small Halls, which they're holding again this year, and I fully support it and wish them all the success.
Thank you, Councillor Horton.
Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. And I think from memory it's the 5th or 6th time they've been on the Festival of Small Halls rotation, which is fantastic, and they're a really energetic progress society, so very happy to support them. Thank you.
Any other comments? I'll just comment that it's always a pleasure to help Woodstock if we can. They're people, it's always good to help people who help themselves, and Woodstock fall into that category. Councillor Downing, right a reply. Put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 4.7, Council Buildings Renewal and Upgrade Program for 2026-27 right through to 2028-29. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Horton. My neck's going to be out of whack by the time we finish this. Councillor Fagan.
Look, this was a report from the Director of Infrastructure and Operations getting ahead of us before we decided how we're going to spend our money in the operational plan and the long-term financial plan. He has come up with a number of building renewal projects and upgrades, and we looked at that at the last meeting, and we're going to consider that as part of our long-term financial plan and operational plan. So thank you to the Director for being ahead of his game and giving us some options to include in the long-term plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Horton.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor, and thanks. I'll always take an opportunity to thank staff for the work they do in putting these things together for us. It makes it that much easier for us when they're well laid out and there's a clear and well-structured argument. This to me relates to what we talk about often, which is it's one thing to be able to get a grant to build a piece of infrastructure. We also have to be mindful of the cost of maintaining and upgrading those pieces of infrastructure. So this is a very timely report and very useful, and happy to support. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right to reply, Councillor Fagan, not required. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 4.8, Goolagong Village request for consideration of a splash pad. Councillor Kiss. Councillor Downing. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I won't take much time on this, but last fortnight, we did have Mr. Niven come in here and talk about it. Look, this is a very motivated and active village out at Goolagong. I'm certainly impressed by their commitment to make things happen. It's more than just words and wishes. They actually put their hand up and said, we will commit to doing this every day, and I think that deserves to be commended and certainly acknowledged. Thank you.
Councillor Downing.
Yep, I would just like to reiterate Councillor Kiss's words and just say congratulations to them for coming to us with this great proposal, and hopefully we'll see it come to fruition.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Wright.
I've just got a question. I presume this would have to have a fence around it. How would people get into it and out of it? Will it need someone to be there to supervise them?
Through the chair, the proposal doesn't have a fence around it. There's no standing water. It's just so in normal conditions it's dry. You press the button and the water comes through the little things, but there's no drowning risk.
Thank you. And yeah, no, it sounds good, and it should provide a something for the town. That's the village there that is getting close to full capacity, I think, with the people that live there, and they want to help. So it's all good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Kiss, right of reply.
Not needed, thank you.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass, thank you. 4.9, Cowra Sportsfield Master Plans. Councillor Horton. I'll second it. I'd almost written you down as a mover, if not a shaker. Councillor Horton.
I think I've just put my shoulder out, just quietly. So this was to put the plans out to public display. It'd be great to see if there is any feedback, given the extensive feedback we've already received. But I'm actually really proud of these plans, so it'd be good to see what other people have to say.
Thank you, Councillor Downing.
As I discussed last time, I'm glad Councillor Horton's here to enjoy this moment with me now, because we've worked very hard on it with the staff who've been incredible, liaising with our Sport and Rec Committee in particular, and I'm excited to see what the community thinks of the plans.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Fagan.
Just like to congratulate the councillors for doing this. It's a great initiative, and we're very lucky that the government's funding it, because that makes such a difference. If we get a grant for things, it just makes such a difference, and we're able to do it, because that definitely our sporting fields need an upgrade and need better facilities, especially for women. One of the things that we have talked about is maybe keep in mind that we might like some playground equipment at some of these sports fields, which we haven't put in here. So in the next 28 days, hopefully we'll be able to include some children's playground equipment. Don't want much. I think just a few little bits will be perfect. So congratulations, and I'm looking forward to seeing if there is any public commentary on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Horton.
Just quickly, yes, thank you for that reminder. Really good, timely reminder. Thank you.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. 4.10, the draft Cowra contribution plan for 2026. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Kiss, thank you. Councillor Fagan.
So this is another change the state government's come up with in the planning laws, and it's a change to our contribution plan. Now these are contributions that developers make and people that build large residential houses and commercial developments that make to council in another sort of section. It's another charge that we put on people who have large who provide large infrastructure, and they've been called Section 94s up until the last couple of years. Now we have a plan to spend that money. So when we charge people for these contributions, it actually goes into another bucket of money, and that we have to have a plan to spend that bucket of money. So this is what we're doing. We're finding a plan, drafting a plan to spend that bucket of money. And as noted in the reply in the questions on the late agenda items, last 6 years it's quite a substantial, it's $1.1 million, but it's over 6 years. So that's not a lot of money, but it does actually help our infrastructure for community facilities. And what we've come up with is the Cowra Contribution Plan 2026. It's going on public exhibition for 28 days. So we're hoping that people will take a look at that, and if they have any comments, then get back to us. But it is... that's what it is. It is a bucket of money that we actually contribute, that is contributed to us to spend on community facilities and for infrastructure, especially in commercial sites. So just to explain, that's what it is, and this is a change from 94 to 7.11 and 7.12. So it's not a really big change, but it is obviously the government wants us to do a new plan, and that's what we're doing tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kiss.
Not needed, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Wright.
Yeah, it's these contributions are very important, and more so today than well, it's been important right along in the development of Cowra and so forth. That people open up a housing development, the money they pay there can help establish a park or so forth, or other community infrastructure and necessary road access. I know the Pridham Street Chardonnay Estate, they were asked to contribute $120,000 to put a slip lane in to turn off Canyunda Road or the end of Redfern Street down into Pridham Street. That's been on hold. I think it's in the money, the bank certificate, I think, is still in our books, but that's the sort of thing we look at. And if we have a lot of development going on, it does put pressure on to where we can develop things, and you don't want all the parks, like with the Watt development up there, you don't want everyone to be able to live there. Well, what I call the Watt development, it's north of the high school there. Unless you have parks in the area, you can't. They'd have to go further down into the main area to find a park. And it varies. Like the money they spend here, we had 200,000 a year for the last 5 years. It sounds like a lot of money. I was talking to a planning person up around Lake Macquarie, and the council there, their section, when next section 94s are still going, their bank balance is 186 million. and there's a lot of development goes on there. They've got a lot of pressure of people coming in there to live, and it's a tax we put on, well, you can call it a tax we put on development to, so everyone contributes to the growing community needs. It's not just left to council to use their existing ratepayers' money to do things that other people could have created the growth in our area and haven't necessarily provided for some of the community needs. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Before we have the right to reply, the recommendation here, if we're happy with it, I know there are a lot of questions put to the directors during the week. They're in our late reports, so everyone's comfortable now that this is the questions have been answered, and we're happy to put it on display for public comments. Right to reply, Councillor Fagan.
Just that I acknowledge the work that the directors put into the questions that have been answered, and appreciate that feedback. It is a complicated document, and I'm confident that we'll put it out there. And if anyone else has any more complicated questions, I'm sure they'll come back in 28 days. So I'm comfortable with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fagan. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. 4.11. Section 355 Committee Draft Minutes, the Environmental and Sustainability Committee meeting held on the 2nd of February 2026. Councillor Fagan, Councillor Kiss. Councillor Fagan.
These are the draft minutes from our meeting. Since then, we've had some interesting projects. The Escape Committee, ESC, is going well, and we've got some interesting projects, but they take a long time, so it's just a constant battle to get approval and expertise, and we're just getting along, but we're doing okay, and we're putting out the small environmental grants applications will open. They should be open this week, actually, so they're opening and staying open for 6 weeks before we receive any. So we're putting that out straight away. And as I said, we've got a Weed Awareness Month in September and something else in October. Oh, the birds. Birds. She's flattering. The birds. We've got lots of bird things happening. Bird Awareness Month in October. So there are some things happening, but it's a long event, long events. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Speaking of birds, actually, if I could just as a reminder, and thank you, Councillor Fagan, this looks like a really exciting committee, actually. At the general meeting, I mentioned the small environmental grants and that the proposal was to have it advertised from early March to the end of April. If it's at all possible to consider all year round or at least frequent allowances of the applications, because, I know things like, speaking of birds, minor birds removal projects might, the timing of that may differ to, say, planting of local shrubs. And so some things are going to just, you'll think of it 6 months down the track and think, oh, darn, I should have put in a grant for that. So that was my purpose behind opening it up a bit more than just 2 months a year. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Wright.
Yeah, thank you. And must congratulate Councillor Fagan with her enthusiasm that she leads the committee with, but that is also helped by the new members or some of the old members that are on the committee. They're doing a lot of work themselves, but it also fits into where we're going to. Some people might get a bit worried when we see there's 3 or 4 or 5 DPI members there that in different sort of things, but they've got access to things that they're doing within the region that we can plug into, and we did discuss the grants, whether it should be held more often or or just have it open slather, which is a bit hard to control. It was suggested that we try and do an autumn and spring round of grants when it's two different climate changes sort of thing. It's nothing to do with climate change. It's two seasons where people are motivated to do things, and we could plug into that situation. But I think things will come together as we go down. Like I said, the Archie Bird thing is we're trying to get that hooked into whatever they do in that month, and I think it's the grassy woodland bird people that do monthly tours here that we might be able to build our Archie Bird thing on with that. Anyway, it's Councillor Fagan's got it all under hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wright. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Downing?
Can I just ask a question? Can we maybe tell the community what those grants would, like what sort of projects that you might use them for? Like so they have an idea of what they might apply for?
Through the chair, as part of our advertising for that, we will be providing examples for them.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to comment? Right, Councillor Wright?
I'm not trying. The grants are for community non-profit groups, schools and so forth to put something in. It's not for a local person to put in a very nice landscaping plan for their own residents, which in the wild, if you're operating under a federal government or a state government scheme, that's what could probably happen. But this is for the benefit of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right or reply, Councillor Fagan? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 4.12, housekeeping matter. The councillor information requests that were at the General Committee meeting. Councillor Kiss? Councillor Downing, thank you. Councillor Kiss?
Just housekeeping, Mr Mayor, thank you.
Councillor Downing?
This is just part of our new transparency rules brought in by the Minister, which means that if we ask questions either by phone or by email during the meetings about something that's going to come up in the meeting, we just publish them for the community to see as well.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right or reply, Councillor Kiss?
Needed, thank you.
Put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 5.1, change of date, the April 26 council meeting. Our friends of government have declared a public holiday, so we need to move our meeting date. Councillor Horton? Councillor Downing, thank you. Councillor Horton?
Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. As you said, I think all the detail, almost all the detail we need is in the title of this item. New South Wales Premier declared a public holiday for the Monday immediately following Anzac Day. So we had a meeting scheduled. We just want to move that to the Tuesday at the same time. Thank you.
Councillor Downing? Anyone else wish to comment? Right or reply, Councillor Horton? Not required. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. 5.2, the Acting General Manager. Councillor Fagan. Councillor Kiss. Councillor Fagan.
This is also housekeeping. This is to allow Mrs. Larissa Hackett to become the acting general manager while the general manager is on holidays. And 3 days doesn't seem enough to me for the general manager to go on holidays, but 4 days. So I'm hoping he has a good time, and I'm sure that Larissa will do a very good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Kiss.
Needed, thank you.
Anyone else wish to comment? Right or reply, Councillor Fagan. Put the motion. All those in favour? 5.3, Cowra Community Grants for 2025-2026. This is round 2. Councillor Kiss. Councillor Wright. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. This is to approve funding for our latest lot of Cowra Community Grants. I would like to thank all of the local groups who have placed their application forms in. I think they're very worthwhile causes. It is for a total funding of almost 19,000. 19 applications came in. And, you know, I I've sometimes wondered, like what is the purpose of these things? And, when you think about it, we spend so much money on things like the netball courts, the Cole Stinson ones, beautiful ones that we've got out there and on our grounds and so forth. I think this is more like the icing on the cake, for the kids who are, as groups, they're unable to afford the netballs. This simply provides a few dollars towards the netballs to then go on to the courts. The same with what do we have here? I did notice that, the Junior Rugby League. So that's looking at their tackling mats and things like that. So this is providing opportunity for our residents to use, in a long way, the facilities that we actually already have in Cowra, and many of them have been provided by council. So I fully support these, and once again, thank the not-for-profits and the volunteers for their time and their knowledge and their skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wright.
Yeah, thank you. It's a very wide and varied group of grant applicants, and they're all trying to improve the service and the facility that they look after and operate to get better use. I noticed the Masonic Hall there has asked for a smart TV, I think it was, or money to buy a smart TV and put it in, because the members of the Masonic Hall have done a lot of work to update the amenity there for more people to use it. I think the men's probus might meet there now, I'm not sure, but they're trying to have another hall that's available for rent. And because once it used to be a very highly sought after location for dances and so forth, but then I'm going back to the 70s and 60s with balls and so forth, deb balls and things, before we had this beautiful civic centre next to us. And as Marongra Hall is realising that dishwashers are important. They're slowly getting away from the old tradition of farming out there where the husband drives the tractor all day, or lives out or feeds the sheep, and the mum stays home and does the dishwashing. And they probably find that numbers are getting smaller, and they can operate a better service with a more modern kitchen. There was one entrant there, the Cowra Stingrays, the amateur swimming club, for purchase of two 3-metre gazebos with Cowra Stingray logos, and I've got nothing against people putting their logos on for what they're operating under, but a lot of these things I'd like them to consider to put the council logo on them if they've got a lot of support from council to put these on there. It mightn't. I don't know how much it'd cost, but it would show the people that the council has helped them in various ways to help provide this, and also anyone that is making these grant applications, I would ask them if they can, when they're getting their quotes, if they can ask the local businesses as well as the online businesses that often they think they're getting a big deal from a big company online, but unless you check the local businesses, you don't know what you're going to get, and it helps the money stay within our community, which is we're trying to help the community groups, and we'd just like them to use whatever they can locally to help the community as well. But I wish them all the well with their applications. There was one application that we didn't approve because it was going to run an event for 12 months, and if it was only, we didn't feel it fitted the criteria. There's probably better words to say in that, but that person, if they wanted to do relaunch of their existing event or something, or run something, there might be some funds available through the normal grant council applications for support. And but anyway, if he wants to talk to council, he can talk to us, and we might be able to help him along the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Horton.
Just a quick one, just a shout out, and Councillor Kiss mentioned this before, but just a shout out to those people who are volunteering in these organisations and then volunteering to give up more of their time to apply for grants. These are not individually huge sums of money, but I think it's a really positive thing for council to be able to provide some support, even in a small way. So I think that's a terrific thing. And I also just wanted to thanks to any staff that are involved that, maybe assist or answer questions or help, show people the way or guide them in the right direction, all that kind of thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? I'd just like to say I think Councillor Wright is right on the money. If we've provided the money for a gazebo, it wouldn't hurt to have the Cowra Council logo on it. And I totally agree with him that where possible they should try and shop locally if they can. Councillor Kiss, right a reply?
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and thank you, councillors, for their words. And Councillor Wright did mention too about supporting the local economy, and there is certainly a clause in there where it says please provide invoices from local. So, we're always allowing for that extra money just where we can be providing local. So that's, it's fabulous. We're putting back into what we've already got. Look, I'm really happy that council does offer these grants to our local support, our community groups. We talk in our community strategic plan about our wellbeing and lifestyle. And honestly, I can't think of a better way to support the social cohesiveness than by empowering our groups and our volunteers to support each other. It's, as I said, it's the icing on a cake. It's really what makes our community go around. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? It's passed. Thank you. 5.4, proposed variation to the General Manager instrument of delegation. I'll just quickly outline, again looking around the room, item 7.1. We won't have a quorum again tonight, and that is why we've gone this way, to delegate this to the manager for a once only on this particular DA, to delegate the authority to the General Manager. We've already missed 1 month where we didn't have a quorum, and it's shapeable tonight we wouldn't have a quorum again. So can I have someone move that we, Councillor Kiss? Thank you. Councillor Horton, thank you. Councillor Kiss?
Yes, Mr Mayor, and yes, exactly what you've said. No applicant should be disadvantaged simply because there are too many councillors out with a conflict of interest. Thank you.
Thank you. Any Councillor Horton?
I was going to say exactly that. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Wright?
Yeah, it's just the way that things fall that, and we're small. There's 9 members of council from various parts of the community, and in some stages this might arise. I just hope that if we do offer delegation to the General Manager, that he has a good, strong, robust debate, and before he makes his final decision. And I was informed of this, what happens out at Mid-Darling Council, where the administrator is there and he meets with the staff, and he has to debate stuff with staff the way they go forward. So I wish him all the well. But we're not in administration, we're just in a situation where people are involved with various organisations in here, and under the system of interests, you feel that you shouldn't be seen to vote on something that you're close to. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Downing?
I'm happy to pass the delegation over to the General Manager. It is provided it's a function that he can do. It's also the fact that the first time this came to us at a General Committee meeting, it was passed. There was a quorum. and it's just the next 2 times that it hasn't been able to be passed. So I think it's a sensible way to do it, to not hold this development up any longer.
Thank you. I just take Councillor Wright's point. We're a small town. There's a lot smaller shires than us, and they must have some items come up that the whole town is involved in. And what they do then, I assume they do what we're doing tonight and delegate it to the GM. So, right a reply, Councillor Kiss.
Not needed, thank you.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Passed. Thank you. And I will note, councillors, that as we've passed 5.4, 7.1 will now be for noting only, and everyone can stay in the room. So, thank you. 6.1, the investments and financial report. Councillor Kiss. Councillor Fagan, thank you. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is to note our investments and financials for February of last month. We can see our average market interest rates continually increasing gradually, which is good for our investments. Council's funds sit at almost 42 million, with over 39 million being tied up for restricted purposes. And importantly, not that we'll see it in this particular one, but loans 249 and 244 for the Civic Centre refurbishment and sewer treatment plant were refinanced this month. So it will be good to see a reduction in the rates in the next month's report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Fagan.
I think Councillor Kiss said it all. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to quickly tell councillors that, do you recall when we refinanced that loan that we had an ambiguous amount for what the break fees would be, and we didn't know until next day? They were exactly what was quoted the day before, so there was no difference. So I just thought anyone that was wondering what we actually got, there was no change. It was exactly the same. Councillor Fagan, have you spoken? Anyone else wish to speak? Right a reply, Councillor Kiss.
Not needed, thank you.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Aye. Thank you. 6.2, donation request, Master Lane Horton participation with Team Oz Basketball Tour of the USA. Again, thank you, Councillor Downing. Second, Councillor Wright. And I note that we are down to the bare majority of a quorum again. So this is what happens. Councillor Downing.
Yes, we had it. Lane's mum, Helen, speak to us earlier about this prestigious position that he's been offered to go with Team Oz Basketball to tour the USA at 15, which is pretty cool. He's asking for $800, which was in our donation policy for an overseas expense. I'm more than happy to support this. I was actually saying earlier that the first Australian that was drafted to the NBA was from Cowra, and now it'd be great if we had another one. So good luck to Lane, and I hope he enjoys every minute of it.
Thank you. Councillor Wright.
Yeah, I support this. The family's put together a very good itinerary, and what their son's been chosen in to represent Australia in Los Angeles. I know that they've, and it hasn't been just a one-off thing. They've had to compete in different areas, different towns and so forth, to go through certain selection panels, and they've certainly put in the effort, and he's a very lucky child to have a family that prepared to support them that well, give them support to develop their chances in what he may do, and I'm sure if he doesn't make the selection, the singing or something changes, the experience and the confidence that he might get out of this trip will be a very good thing to have in life going forward. And I wish him all the best.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? I will have a comment if no one else is going to. I have a confliction here. This won't surprise too many of you, but I feel our rules on all these donations, they're not as clear as I'd like them to be as to who qualifies, who doesn't. You've got a young bloke here who's obviously very good at his sport. He hasn't been selected to represent New South Wales or Australia in an age group or anything, if they have those in basketball, and I'm not sure whether they do or not. He comes from a family that do a lot for this town, and I think the town should try and help them where they can in this circumstance. But I just have a problem. I don't know how we rewrite our rules. This will always be a grey area to me as to who's eligible and who's not. Now, I'd like to think if you're a representative side that we would help you. But I noticed that we gave a 10-year-old bloke money to help him go to Spain a month or so ago, and I voted against that. But we did do that, and I find myself conflicted with this. This to me, this young man has qualified for this squad. Otherwise, he wouldn't be going. They're not taking the 100 worst. They're taking the 100 best. So where does representative start, and where does invitational finish? And I don't know that, and I'm conflicted with this. Personally, I'd like to see the kid do well. I'd like to help him if I can, but I don't know that I can vote for this, and that's putting it straight forward. So, anyone else wish to comment? Councillor Downing, you get to write a reply.
Just to address that, yes, perhaps our rules may need to change to give us a bit of a clearer guideline, but as they stand now, I see two young men, one 10-year-old and one 15-year-old, who have been offered a magnificent opportunity to spread their wings in the sport that they love and to go out into the world and experience that. And as a councillor and a local community member, I'm happy to support that and give them the opportunity to have these experiences.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? All those against? Okay. Get these people back in, please. Thank you, Director. Item 7.1 is the next, and as we've already delegated that to the General Manager, it's for noting only, so everybody can stay. It's not a decision making, it's only a thing. Councillor Fagan, you'll move that we note this? No, don't need a motion? Oh, okay. So it's for noting. Would everybody please note it?
The minutes will record that it's been noted.
It's been noted.
We don't have a quorum to pass any resolution.
Righto. Okay. Thank you. So we'll move on to 7.2, the draft minutes of the Access Committee meeting held on Monday the 16th of February 2026. Councillor Kiss. Councillor Horton. Thank you, Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would just like to make a note of an amendment, please. There is an error in these draft minutes. Mr. Rodney Stammers has been noted both present and as an apology, and I would like it noted that he was an apology. He just provides really good notes for us, so that's why I had to think a bit there. But no, he was definitely an apology. And look, I would also like to take the opportunity to thank Mrs. Jane Hook, or Ms. Jane Hook, for years of invaluable contribution to the Access Committee. For those of you who don't know who she is, she's one of our local OTs. She works up at our hospital here. And she, as I said, her knowledge has been quite remarkable. And I will say that certainly back in the earlier days of the Access Committee, having an OT on board was pretty much vital. It was when, you know, all of the disability inclusion was still being all juggled around and trying to work out what's legislated, what isn't, what's preferred, what's happening. And certainly OT support was, very much needed and appreciated in the Access Committee. So we're just grateful for the time that she has given us. And I would also respectfully ask that in the recommendation that our Mayor sends a letter to her acknowledging her contributions as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Horton.
No, not a lot to add, but just to say, I think this is one of those committees I think that does a good job of continually keeping us aware of the challenges of access that some have in the community, so it serves a really good purpose from that perspective. So grateful to the committee for all the work they do. You know, for example, there's mention in there about the issue we have seasonally when things fall off trees, and that can be an issue for people that are not as stable on their feet. So all that kind of stuff we need to be mindful of. So I'm grateful to the committee for all that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Kiss.
Not needed, thank you.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Against? Passed. Thank you. 8.1 is the late reports, the councillor information request, and that is in your late reports, your pink folder there, and that is a copy of all the questions that councillors have asked of the directors prior to this meeting that haven't been made public, so they are in there as a late report. Can I have someone move that we accept those? Councillor Kiss, thank you. Councillor Horton, thank you. Councillor Kiss.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and as Councillor Downing mentioned earlier, this is a new part of our process to aid in transparency. Thank you.
Councillor Horton.
And yes, and thanks to the staff for not only their timely responses, but really comprehensive responses. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else wish to comment? Right, a reply, Councillor Kiss.
Not needed, thank you.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. There are no notices of motion, so I will move to confidential. Get my tongue working. Confidential matters. Item 10 is the Lot 296 DP 72232 Carlton Street, and item 11 is 11.1 is the same Lot 296 DP 72232 Carlton Street. These matters are considered to be confidential under section 10A2DI of the Local Government Act, and Council is satisfied that discussion of these matters in an open meeting would, on balance, be contrary to the public interest, as they deal with commercial information of a confidential nature that would, if disclosed, prejudice the commercial position of the person who supplied it. Can I have a mover? Do we take those? Thank you, Councillor Kiss. Councillor Downing. Councillor Kiss.
Not needed, thank you.
Councillor Downing. Anyone else wish to comment? Write a reply. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Pass. Thank you. Right, okay. So I need a motion for that. Yep.